All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We want to give our praise to our Father which art in heaven. His name is
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem, Kakadash. We want to salute to the brothers who preach in the new covenant in the Kadash Barayat, and the blood of Hamashat Yahushai. To the remnant men, women, and children that's coming to this new covenant in this lateral end. We are the 11th hour. I'm Shalom Abba.
From your call.
We coming to another sit down, man. Through the spirit. What is it up?
A walking testimony.
Yeah, a walking testimony, man. So we're gonna get straight to the point. We're gonna start off with 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 1. But I determined this with myself.
Let's go to chapter 3.
Chapter 3. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 1. Shalaki. Do we begin again to commend ourselves? Or need we or some others epistles accommodation to you,
right,
or letters of accommodation from you?
Right. So he's asking the question: do we need these letters to be approved of anybody? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, we don't need that, and we don't need nobody. We don't need that, and y'all don't need that from us. Because you already confirmed by the Lord, man. When you enter into this grace, that's where you stand at. All right, but it's gonna be made manifest through the way that you walk. All right, the way that you maneuver in this day-to-day life. This is what we're saying, and this is what we said in the last video that was posted, man. See, the kingdom of heaven is gonna be manifested by way of it being shown throughout your walk in life, because you supposed to be the closest thing that somebody sees to what the Lord was, man.
With that light,
it's not no Clark Kent bullshit trick that people gotta pull, right? And that's what they'll try to convince you of. All right, we only men of the Lord at camp. As soon as we take these garments off, we back to being nobody. Nah, man, people supposed to see it on you. As soon as you get to talking. Now there is times we're to use wisdom, be circumspect. You see what I'm saying? However, when you still talk, that's why you got to choose your words wisely, man. Season everything with salt. So when you speak, it's through the spirit. That when the spirit's working with you, that's how it's gonna be. Period. Right? But go ahead.
This is verse 2. Ye are our epistle written in our hearts.
You see, you are our epistle written in our hearts. Go ahead.
Known and read of all men.
Known and read of who?
Of all men.
You see, he ain't saying known and read of some men. Known and read of just those that's in the camp. No. Known and read of all men. So when people behold you, they supposed to be able to see that Yahushai is written in your inner parts, man. That the law is written within you. Which is what? That you are now moving in the spirit. There's certain things you don't partake of. All right? There's certain things that you abstain from. There's certain things that you do, to where you will now become this this spectacle in a way. You are now this epistle that people read and they say, man, it's something different about you. All right, and all of that is just a manifestation of Yahushai being within you. That's what it comes down to. Go ahead, you about to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's kind of like going to a club or a dark area and someone see your walk. There's gonna be a lot of people know that you ain't supposed to really be there. Or they'll look at you and like, it's like when you go to the hood, sometimes the way you walk, they know that you ain't gonna act like them. They know something different about you.
That's right.
And they'll say that too. I done had that happen to me. They're like, man, you ain't supposed to be here. Or, where you from? Because the light is different than the surroundings of the darkness that's in that area.
That's right. You got your apocrypha on you out?
Let's see. Yep, kind.
Yeah, let me see that if you don't mind. I grab Wisdom of Solomon too, because I make the point. Right. See, when you that's part of being called a new creature, man. You are no longer the same. Like, you've been transformed, you've been elevated to another realm of understanding. All right. And that doesn't mean that necessarily you're gonna be flying across the sky. It'll just be the grace that is upon you and the things that you say. The scripture say you gotta have grace on your lips, man. All right. It's the simple things. If you can't even get that, man, don't expect the Lord to increase you with no spiritual powers, man. You see, you can't even handle the small things that are really the great ones that's going to carry over into you being, you know, as Yahweh Shai when he returns.
Right.
But this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. And it says, Wisdom of Solomon 2, and I'll just start right here. Verse.
Matter of fact, when you're looking at that, I'm gonna add on to it. It's like a guy in the military. Someone gets shot or whatever, and in pain and hurt. What do? They don't leave that man there. They pick him up and take him. They even take a dead man back so that his people will understand, you know, that we brought your loved one back, man. And that's how you have to be in this truth. Like we said, that 99 and that one goal, we got to go back and go get it, man. A lot of men just want to cast everybody off. I want to make that point.
Okay, good. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 13. It says, he professes to have knowledge of the Most High, and he calls himself the child of the Lord. Now this, when you read Wisdom of Solomon 2, it gives you insight on how the ungodly think. Right? And this is what they say. When they see you, this is their thoughts. All right? We're going to let the word be true. And it says, he professes to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calls himself the child of Yahweh. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. So anytime somebody sees you, it's going to vex their spirit. Why? Because you're not even in the same, it's something different about you. And that's what that was going into, right? If you could read it one more time. You are our epistle, read of all men. Go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 2. Ye are our epistle, written in our hearts, known and read of all men.
You see, so how is it? It's by the way that you maneuver. So going back to Wisdom of Solomon, says, he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life, for his what? For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. That's what they think when they just look at you. So their spirit is going to be vexed just based off of the Lord's spirit being upon you, man. It says, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits, and he abstains from our ways as from filthiness.
He said he's what? Abstain.
Yep.
He abstain from that filthiness. That's how you keep, my brothers kept saying, the filthy garment or the clean garment, man. What are your garments looking like, man? What is your light looking at when you walk out in this world on your daily day? When you, even your day-to-day, like the brother said, when your day-to-day is happening, the people see you, they admire what? They admire your light. The light of who? Yahweh Shai within you, man. That's why he dwells within you when you're not in your malicious state. People walk up to you, they can speak to you. If a person can't walk up to you and speak to you, man, the light ain't on you, man. They're supposed to be able to come to you with any question. What's the other scripture said? The Lord said he'll make you be at peace with your enemy. You know, even that, your enemy, I done been in situations where, you know, I know this Edomite don't like us, man. But the Most High even make him be at peace with me at that moment until I leave, man. So, go ahead, brother.
Okay. Let's go ahead and finish that.
This is 2 Corinthians 3, verses 3. For as much as ye are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Hamashiach of Christ, ministered by us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not in tables of stone, but in fleshly tables of the heart.
That's it. So it's not even something that, it's not the old covenant. You know, the old covenant, somebody had to literally sit there and, you know, break it down to you like, hey, this is it right here on stone. Thou shalt not this, thou shalt not that, right? Now, man, this is different. When the Spirit is with you, you're going to walk in those ways anyways. All right? And that's through what? How does that manifest? It's through the hearing of faith, man. All right? So that said, let's go ahead and grab that if you could. Romans chapter 10, Baba Kasha. Romans chapter 10 and verse 17. So this is what's going to cause people to actually, behold Yahweh on you and change, man. That's what's going to make the spirit to be written on their hearts to cause them to walk in this way as well. But go ahead.
So this is Romans chapter 10, verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
That's right. Go ahead.
But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world.
Right. So as we said, that's how the kingdom is going to be manifested. Is by being a walking testimony of Yahweh Shai. When people behold you, it's going to be something different about you that's going to actually make the kingdom of heaven appear, man. All right. Now that said, because I know we short on time, but let's try to get this in as fast as possible. If you grab Mark chapter 5, verse 18, hold that. And I got something over here. But, as previously stated, it's going to be those that are the biggest repenters that's going to be called the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. It's not going to be the people who had the flyest garment, who had the best Passover, they brought the best sacrifice, right? Because ultimately, that's what they're bringing down to. It's about the works of the law with them. Okay, they're going to think, well, because I ended up wearing my fringes, this is what's going to make me greater than the next person. Nah, look, what's going to make the greats in the kingdom is those who made the biggest change. Okay, that matter of fact, that shows you, because Yahweh Shai even said it. He said, who's going to love the Lord more? And he said, is it going to be the one that had the less debt forgiven, or the one who had the most debt forgiven? And it was that who had the most. All right. Why? Because the more sins that you had, and the more wickedly that you was living, when all that's forgiven, it's going to cause you to love the Lord more. You're going to go harder for the Lord, and you're going to stay away from what you came from. That's what's going to manifest that person was great in the kingdom, not the one that needed not to be healed, man. Go ahead. 1 second. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. This is Mark chapter 5, verse 18. And it says, and when he was come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him that he might be with him. Speaking about who? This man that was possessed by Legion, right? Now we said, look, Legion was a man that had been plagued with thousands of demons, man. So, he plagued to the point he running around in the tombs, he running around in the tombs damn near naked, beating up people, talking to himself, cutting himself, right? He was that engulfed in demonic spirits, but Yahweh Shah changed that man. You see, to where people ended up marveling when they saw him. And it was like, dang, how you end up back in your right mind? You see? So if you could, let's finish that. Mark chapter 5, verse 18.
This is Mark chapter 5, verse 18. And when he was come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him that he might be with him.
Go ahead. He wanted to be with Yahweh Shah.
Howbeit Yahweh Shah suffered him not, but saith unto him, go home to thy friends, and tell them how great things the Lord had done for thee, and hath had compassion on thee.
That's it. So he said, look, man, he didn't suffer him to be part of that ministry that Yahweh Shai had going on, but rather that you go back home where you came from. Why he got to go back home where he came from? To show everybody how much he had changed, because they already knew. You don't think his family and friends had heard that he out here running around in the tombs
Going crazy.
Yeah, then lost his mind. You see? And Yahushua was like, look, it's better that you stay and you go back than to go with me, because then people won't be, when you go with me, nobody's gonna know where you came from. We going to a whole nother land. Don't nobody know you there. Right? You need to go back where people saw you at your lowest and see what I did for you. And that's what gave Yahushua his glory. What gave the Father his glory is when that man went back. That's how you glorify the Father. And that's what made him, that's what's going to make him great, man. You know how many people you could turn back to the Lord just by doing that? All right. Was there any more over there?
Just one more.
Go ahead.
And he departed and began to publish.
Began to what?
Publish in the Decapolis, I believe that's how you pronounce it. The Decapolis, how great things Yahushua had done for him, and all men did marvel.
It's crazy, right? So yeah, so he went through and actually started speaking on these things that Yahushua had done. That was him being a what? Walking testimony. That Yahushua had did something to him through the Spirit. So now when people behold him, they're like, hey, this ain't even the same guy no more. And we could do this, you know, there's many examples that we can pull. All right. You had the woman at the well. Like I said, we kind of short on time. But you had the woman at the well, you know, that Yahushua spoke to, and she was like, she went back and told everybody in the village. She said, this man knows everything I had done. And then they went to go check Yahushua out. Right. Matter of fact, let me just skip to that last verse. Right, this is John chapter 4 and verse 30. And it says, then they went out of the city and came unto him. Based off of what? That woman's testimony of Yahushua. Yahushua didn't have to go to the city. It was the fact that others came testifying of him that brought them to Yahushua. All right. And this is also a true sign of a real disciple or a real believer. You see? And John the Baptist had to break this down. He said, look, let me grab this. If you could, unless you're about to grab something.
No, go ahead.
Hit John chapter 3. John chapter 3, verse 29, Baba Kasha. Because this is going to show you the true sign of a disciple, is that you're going to point and pull people back to Yahushua. It's not about you trying to make things about yourself. You see, because even John, he was testifying to Yahushua, but it came a point where he was like, look, it ain't about me and what I'm doing over here. I must decrease, he must increase. All right, so go ahead and read that out.
Yeah, this is John chapter 3, verse 29. He that hath the bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom which standeth and heareth him rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy, therefore, is fulfilled.
Right, because he said that because they was like, hey, the guy you baptized is baptizing more people than you. And he was like, that's good. It's supposed to be that way. They supposed to go to Yahushua. I'm not the door, man.
Right.
I'm just here to testify of him. And he don't, matter of fact, he don't even need my testimony. You know, that's